Hey Songsters, today we're going to talk about being prolific writers. What does prolific mean? Definition right here. Profusely productive or fruitful. Producing in large quantities or with great frequency. Highly productive. That's what we mean when we're saying prolific. Keep that tucked away up here while we talk. I post tutorials, song blogs, and new songs every week on Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. If that interests you, consider subscribing, liking this video, and turning on post notifications so that you know the second I upload. When I started writing, it seemed easy because I didn't know any of the rules. I wasn't thinking about the rules. I was just going off instinct. I had a lot of angst. I started when I was 14, so I was just writing my emotions, just raw emotion. If you're just starting as a writer, write as much as you can. Don't worry about the rules in the beginning. Just explore and have fun. That is the best advice because you just need time to have fun with your craft and see if you're actually interested in being a writer. If you really want to commit to this, that's when it's time to learn the rules. But if you're just getting started, just have fun and write. Once I went to college, I learned more of the rules of songwriting. I took an internship on Martha's Vineyard and learned a lot of really intense stuff for 4 months with a bunch of other musicians and songwriters and people interested in the music industry. And it was so good for me. It was really challenging. It also kind of left me struggling in a lot of other ways. Sometimes learning the rules can make it easier to get into writer's block because you're trying to make every song better than the last one. You're trying to challenge yourself, maybe a little bit too much pressure on yourself every time you write a song, instead of just having fun with writing like it was when you started. This definitely happened to me after graduating college. I started to struggle with some writer's block, and I would write, and then it was like I just dried up, and there was no more songs for years. And then I'd write, and then I couldn't keep it consistent because I was trying to make each song better and better and better, and if it wasn't better, then I felt like a terrible writer. Have you ever studied something you were super passionate about and it like sucked all the fun out of it? Let's talk about that in the comments below. I have so many stories to tell you if you want to hear them, and I'd love to hear your stories, so let's talk. Now that I'm challenging myself to write a song a week, I feel my creativity improving, and it's so much more fun. It's getting even better now that I'm challenging myself to write a song in an hour every week. Instead of just giving myself a week to write a song, I'm like, okay, you've got an hour, write a song. It's so crazy that when I've challenged myself to do this thing I thought was kind of a big deal and maybe even impossible, that I can feel my creativity improving. I feel the opposite of writer's block. Every week, in the beginning, I was like, how am I gonna come up with a new song? What's my new song gonna be about? What if it's bad? What if it's worse than last week's song? What if I hate it? And now I'm coming around to the well, I'm gonna write a song this week. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but it's gonna be a song, and it might not be as good as the other songs I wrote, and I guess that's just fine. And that's it. Not all of my ideas are gold, but I love some of the stuff I'm coming up with. And I've mentioned this before, maybe not enough, but these songs that I'm writing every week are really intended to be drafts, so I'm going to be coming back to them. Just, it's gonna take a little bit of time. I'm not saying you don't need to know the rules to your craft. You definitely need to know the rules to your craft. So, don't shy away from learning the rules. I just think we need to balance the rules with letting go a little bit. Sometimes you need to just learn the rules so that you know how to bend them, so you know how to challenge them a little bit. And I really think it's important to use writing as the practice of letting go, of therapy. It's cheap therapy, you gotta admit. It's a lot cheaper than any other therapy I've been a part of. and I've been to therapy, so yeah, I know. Okay, let's go back to that idea of what is prolific. A friend of mine once told me that to be a good writer, it's not important that every idea you put on the page is gold. To be a good writer, really, all you need to do is be prolific. Let's go back to our definition. That means highly productive and fruitful. What she was saying was, you just need to keep creating. You don't need to you don't need to poop gold here. You just need sorry, that's a wonderful image. You just need to keep creating. You need to keep getting your thoughts on the page and keep coming back to the page. Don't get shy because you wrote a song and someone thought it was stupid, or you wrote a line and you decided that it was bad, or it wasn't as good as your idols, and so you're gonna give up. You just need to keep coming back to the page and be prolific. And that's what I've learned in challenging myself to write a song a week, is when you learn that it's an exercise in letting go, then you are free to create all you want. That's pretty powerful. Let go of that critical voice in your head that tells you to hold in all of your thoughts because they're never going to be good enough. That voice is never going to help you be a better writer. It's really only important to listen to that critical voice in your head when you're actually editing. If you're not editing and you're coming up with a new song, you've got to turn off the critic. Just let your ideas flow when you're coming up with a new song or you're brainstorming, and turn on the critic later. I hope this helped you think about being a prolific writer. Maybe you'll join me in my Songster challenge and write a song a week. I would love to hear that there are people out there who are as crazy as me. No, I'd love to hear that you're writing. That's it. I'd just love to hear that you're writing. So talk to me about it and we can encourage each other. In any case, I'll be back on Friday with another song vlog. Click subscribe and write the song that you need to hear this week. I lost my train of thought. I'm starting to get sweaty because this light is so hot. And it's even more so fun